The cake knife was still in my hand when she stood up. Her voice cut through the laughter like glass breaking. "My son," she said, lifting the child as if he were a crown jewel, "is not just mine. He is your husband's son." The room went silent. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories. Even the child stopped fussing as if he understood the weight of betrayal being tossed into the air. Then she added the second dagger. "And as inheritance, I'll take half of your $800,000 house." Here, she waved a folder like a trophy. "His will says it clearly." I stared at her. My sister, my own blood, my husband's coffin barely cold in the ground, and she was already staking her claim. I pressed my lips together, forcing back the laughter that bubbled in my throat because she had no idea what she had just walked into. I met my husband when I was 22. He was my anchor, or so I thought. Broad shoulders, steady eyes, a promise of forever in every word he spoke. He looked at me like I was rare, precious. I married him because I believed him. And my sister, she was there, always hovering, always smiling too wide at him. I thought it was just her way. She had been reckless since childhood, collecting attention like it was oxygen. But family forgives. I forgave the glances, the too long laughter between them, the sudden silences when I entered a room, because trust is a blindfold you tie yourself. It started small. He began working late, his shirts carrying faint perfume that wasn't mine. He locked his phone. He avoided my eyes. One night, he came home disheveled, his collar damp with sweat. I asked nothing. I only watched. Observing is more powerful than asking. Then came the message. My sister had been careless or maybe arrogant. I found it on his phone. "Next time, don't leave the necklace." She almost saw it. The necklace? The one I'd seen glinting on her neck at our mother's birthday dinner. My heart cracked, yes, but I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I smiled because that was the night my mourning ended and my planning began. Most women break when they discover betrayal. I sharpened. I became patient, measured. Every word I spoke to him, every smile I gave her was another stitch in the net I was weaving. I met with lawyers quietly, carefully. I learned things my husband thought I didn't know. His offshore account, the debts, the revised will he signed without reading because I placed it before him with a sweet kiss. Yes, I drafted it with my lawyer. Slipped it among the papers. He was too distracted to notice. The one that didn't give her half of anything, but instead tied every asset to me. Ironclad, unbreakable. I let him believe he was clever. I let her believe she was winning. That's the sweetest part of revenge. The silence before the strike. He died of a sudden heart attack. I wore black. My face carved from stone. My body moving through rituals like a machine. People whispered about how strong I was, how devoted, and she wept harder than me, clutched her child like a prop, played the grieving sister who lost her secret lover. Her performance would have fooled anyone but me. When I watched her at the graveside, I realized something. Grief looks different when it's mixed with greed. So here we were, my husband 6 feet under, my sister parading his bastard son like a ticket to fortune. The room waited for my collapse, my breakdown. They expected rage or sobbing, but I only leaned back in my chair and said softly, "Oh, I see." And I smiled because in that moment I was the only one who knew what was coming. She filed her claim 2 weeks later, waved the will in front of her lawyer, demanded half of everything. Her lawyer read it once, then twice, his face drained of color. "This isn't what you think it is," he muttered. Because the will she held was nothing more than a decoy, a draft she wasn't meant to see. The real notarized will was locked away, signed, witnessed, and very clear. Everything, every dollar, every brick of that house belonged to me. Her lawyer explained it to her slowly, like speaking to a child. Her hands shook. She accused me of forging it, of trickery. I just sat there calm, legs crossed, and said, "You should be careful what you announce in public. People might start asking why your son looks so much like my dead husband." Her face crumpled. Because that was the second layer of my plan. Not just legal victory, social destruction. Word spread. Friends, family, neighbors. No one looked at her the same way. Invitations dried up. Her child's birthday photos were whispered over like scandal sheets. She wasn't a proud mother anymore. She was the woman who betrayed her own sister and slept with her brother-in-law. She came to me once late at night, eyes swollen, hands trembling. She begged, "Please don't do this. He's still my son. Don't ruin us." I studied her, my sister, the girl I once shared secrets with, who braided my hair when we were children. "You ruined yourself," I said. My voice was quiet, steady. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories.